gentlemen, introducing your host from the birthplace of extreme, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing in at, well, an average weight for a person of his size, Shondell Wilbur. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to welcome you back to the Bury the Booking podcast, wrestling podcast. Happy holidays, everybody. We are recording right now as of today, Christmas Eve. Everybody getting ready for the holiday season. How are you, my friend Devin?
Yeah, I'm good. It is what it is. Another year. Wait. We're moving into 2024.
24. Yeah, we will be hitting 2024.
Good times.
We'll see. Yeah, hey, look, we'll see. It could possibly be some good times.
Can't be better. Can't be worse than last year.
Yeah, that's true.
It could be.
Yeah, it could be.
Could be.
But we're sending good juju to everyone, making sure that next year is a lot better than this year. And if it was pretty good for you, hopefully it's even better.
I'm just looking for some aliens.
That's it. We might get aliens in 2024.
I need aliens.
You need aliens?
Something. They even gotta be like conscious and alert. Just amoebas or something. Just
something.
Give me something.
You want confirmation of aliens?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Hey, listen, that's fair. That's fair.
Screw everything else.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll hit the lottery this year if I remember to play, which I never do. So
I play all the time.
Do you? I always forget. I
got locations. See, I go get my tickets from different spots.
You're breaking it down to like that thing. Okay.
Yeah, because I figured.
I know there's a system to it. Like there's a science and system. Like a lot of people who are really serious about playing a lottery, they keep books, they keep records, they keep locations, they keep It's serious.
I just like to go to different. First off, I buy my mom and pop tickets from 3 different locations.
Okay.
Mom and pop stores. Then I got my machines that you get your lottery tickets from 2 different stores. And then I got my 3 7-Elevens.
Oh, so you have multiple places that you play at. Yeah. Okay.
But I only get like a ticket here, a ticket there. I'm not like these people who like, I'm gonna drop $100.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Excuse me. No.
That's a lot. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. No,
not at all.
Yeah, one day I just think of one day I'll just remember to play, and it's like, I only got $4, and I'll play the lottery, and then like that $4 will turn into something.
You hit that jackpot.
Mm-hmm. And you never know. You never.
I'm hoping I never see from you or hear from you again.
Yeah, no. Look, well, I'll keep ties to a certain people.
No. Be gone. I wouldn't bat an eye. Like, what happened to Dell? He won the lottery.
He's gone.
He ain't speak to you. I ain't heard nothing from him. He living his best life.
He's gone.
I would not think nothing negative of it.
Once I get the castle up and running, you'll get an invitation.
I'll be okay with that.
Carrier drones. I'll have
there you go.
Get invitation by carrier drone to a grand ball.
Yeah, I'll go. But I hear people like, oh, he hit the lottery. He forgot where he came from. He should have.
Yeah, as it should have been.
He's no longer amongst the common folk.
Yeah, he's better than you now.
Exactly.
Do you have money?
Right? This is why God gave me just enough.
You don't get, you didn't.
I ain't crushed that threshold to be wilding out.
You can manage.
I can manage. Pay my bills.
Manage. You can live your life.
Comfortable.
Nothing to get too crazy yet.
No.
Nothing to get too crazy yet. But
I be wild.
Speaking of money, speaking of getting money, people people getting paid. Let's jump into our podcast this week talking about people who did get paid. There's been a lot of money thrown around in WWE recently. Let's just start right there. For the past couple months, they've been securing some long-term deals because they don't want to, afford these people and free agents getting out there and potentially going to the competition in AEW, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But notable names that have re-signed multi-year deals reportedly include Bailey.
Jesus Christ.
I know you like yourself some Bailey.
What, she got 4 years? Was it 4 years, if I'm not mistaken?
Usually, they usually try to lock down at least the 4 years.
I thought that she was gone.
Man, you can't. I feel like she's going to be a lifer. I think Bailey will be a lifer. The Charlotte Flair got paid. Unfortunately, she's out on injury now, but
yeah.
They also came in with reports of Dominic and Rey Mysterio, respectfully, and of course, no brainer. You had to re-sign and lock down some Cody Rhodes. I mean, you that was a no brainer.
So was it Cody Rhodes? Yeah. So I'm thinking if I got this right, he quit, said he was never coming back, and then came back. Right? Am I understanding that correctly? Like 2002,
So
2000.
there was a really dark period of Cody Rhodes' career where he was, trying to do something more than what creative had for him, which was the Stardust gimmick. If you've seen Stardust or
wait, Stardust, why does that sound familiar?
I'm about to break your brain now.
Wait, I'm so I know y'all hear this.
Yeah, he's clicking. He's looking away right familiar? Now. You just realized that was Cody. Yeah, that's Cody. That was Cody. That was Cody. Yeah, that was Cody.
I'm so sorry.
To his credit, he tried his best to make that work. He did. But, he decided he wanted to bet on himself and, asked to really. Yeah. Yeah. He was doing like the hissing at people and stuff. But that was Cody. But Cody bet on himself, left, did some indies, got, Ring of Honor, New Japan, member of the Bullet Club with Young Bucks and all that, which spun into AEW inevitably, and then becoming a focal point and main. I wouldn't say. Well, yeah, I guess you can kind of say, starting pillar of AEW, and then things didn't work out so well. We don't know all the logistics of that, but. Eventually coming back to WWE, but in the midst of being gone, raising his stock so high that WWE couldn't ignore the fact that Cody Rhodes became this gigantic name and this like really, really popular personality in wrestling. So much so that when Vince got him back, he didn't change anything about Cody. Like Cody was built like this. Cody Rhodes was built in defiance of WWE, and they brought him back as the same Cody Rhodes. Like nothing's different about him. He's the same guy that he created when he left WWE. Now is back and is like a really big focal point of WWE and a sticking point for everybody who wants facilitated the new deal to keep Cody in WWE. So that that says a lot, man. Dude turned everything around.
Show you.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah, from Stardust to here we are.
I ain't even put two and two together.
Yeah.
I like the name sound familiar. I'm like, what is I know him.
Yeah.
Damn.
Same guy. But yeah, so there's some big contracts that have been signed in that regard with those people, and also the contracts that were terminated, people that were let go, are now the no compete clause has expired, I believe, as of the 21st, if I'm not mistaken, which is a couple days
Yes.
ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the non compete clause for a lot of names that were released with the mass releasings, Dolph Ziggler comes to mind.
Mhm.
Um, Mustafa Ali comes to mind. Shelton Benjamin, Elias, Mansoor, just quite a few people. The Aaliyah, other personalities that have been released are now available and able to take bookings and things like that. We've seen that. I know that I think it was already announced that Mustafa Ali has already been booked from certain bunch of different other companies, that he has dates that he's going to be wrestling in. So he's getting work. Matt Riddle, that was released also, he's going to be a part of Major League Wrestling coming up in a couple weeks. So people are doing things. People are popping up in different places. So always is the question that arises, is once WWE releases these people, which of them are going to be the ones to show up in AEW? So that's
All of
all.
them.
That's all.
You need a job.
You need a job. I mean, there's other places to go.
The
I mean,
AEW is like
AEW.
secure.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking to wrestle, depending on what your stature is, you may or may not get the TV time that you're looking for. Not in the grand scale of things. Like, just think of like the people that came over and they were big signings, and it's like, well, where the hell, what are they doing right now? And take, for instance, the Hardy Boys, who've recently expressed their, I say displeasure, but disappointment of the way they've been utilized in AEW lately, and not being on TV. Where the hell are Hardys? What are they doing? You got the AEW has so many people, and they've picked up and signed so many people. It's not many hours in the week to get all of these people on TV. So these people who sign with the promise of, oh, I'm actually going to be able to do something now. I'm not in WWE getting held down or getting pushed aside so other people can have TV time, are falling into the same thing because there's too many people in AEW.
Well, Tony, he like creating things. Make another show. Didn't he just create a new belt?
Yeah, so Ring of Honor has
Yeah.
a women's television championship, which I'm all, okay, that's cool. You give
Mm-hmm.
women another championship to chase, because Athena's been doing fantastic things in Ring of Honor with the women's championship. It's one of the few good things about Ring of Honor. this
Yeah.
this rendition of Ring of Honor has been what she's been doing over there. But yeah, like, I would say, of those names, I would probably think you see Dolph Ziggler,
Mm-hmm.
Nick Nemeth. It's brothers in AEW already. So I mean, you could do something with him and his brother, possibly. Maybe Shelton Benjamin, maybe. Ali looks like he could fit in, like, if once he's done booking, or he could probably even do, pop up and show up and do some stuff with AEW, not technically be contracted to them. They do that all the time. They got people who wrestle there and been wrestling there for like 2 or 3
Yeah.
years, and then after like 2 years, it's like, oh, such and such is officially All Elite. And you're like, damn, they've been on TV every week for 2 years. They weren't actually really working here, but
Just private contractors getting their check.
yay, look, man. But yeah, so all of these questions with who would show up may possibly turn into other questions of, because we're still dealing with this. Well, we have a couple questions now in AEW as of this past week now with with Kenny Omega being announced to be completely out now. We heard that on Dynamite this past week that Kenny's out indefinitely with diverticulitis, as
Yep.
we were discussing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so timetable on that is
Open. You
yeah,
never know.
yeah. It could
He
be
could he
it
can
could be a
get
long time
treatment.
from now. Could be never. You
Yeah.
know.
It could also be he can get treated, and hopefully, if it's an acute case, little treatment, little diet change back in a couple weeks, or if it's chronic. It could be. Hopefully, it's not. You know, game
Yeah.
over. You know, got to sit on the bench for a little while, but there's no real time frame on uh something like that.
Yeah, which sucks. That's never good. We
Well, you got to do something to get away from Jericho. You got to do something. You had to do something. And he was like, you know what? I'm gonna just
this
have
is a
my
good time to
intestines
just yeah.
flip out on me,
This is a good
just so I
time
can
to
get
just
away
go.
from me.
Yeah.
Cause he didn't look sincere or nothing giving that speech. Like he just
Nah, that was a very Chris Jericho. I need to be on TV right now because the person I was with, I can't get TV time with that person. But so now, I don't know if we're gonna have the match at the pay per view still or not. He said he still has a pay per view opportunity. He didn't say that they were going to have the match at World's End, which is supposed to be him and Kenny Omega versus Big Bill and Ricky Starks for the AEW tag team titles. Well,
he'll get another tag team partner.
yeah, he'll get another tag team
Yeah.
partner. We'll get into the card as we know it right now a little bit later on the pod. But does one of these people show up as a mystery partner for Jericho? Like, and if
Mm-hmm.
so, there's not a lot of them that are, I would say, on the level to do that. I would say maybe Dolph Ziggler. Like if you brought him in, he could be one of those. You could a stretch would be Ali, but I do believe Ali fits in very very well with AEW and AEW's style of wrestling. I think he could have fantastic matches over there with tons of people.
Yeah.
In AEW, but who knows, man? Who knows what happens with that? Um, we also there's still this devil mystery going out there. Does any of those? I doubt that any of these new people that have been released from WWE. I doubt that any of them are the devil, because I believe the devil storyline was way before any of this happened, or even before the no competes and all that. So it's not like Tony Khan could be like, oh well, Dolph Ziggler's getting released, let me just make him the devil and start the storyline before he get. So I don't think it's going to be any of that, but it uh doesn't stop people from trying to make connections and saying like, oh, it could be this person, it could be that person, and
Well, on the show, they what did they point at? What did MJF point at? Strickland. Can you find that
yes.
mask?
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
It's
He
not
pointed
them.
pointed at Swerve. Yeah. Nah. It's not Swerve.
Um,
Swerve's doing a bunch of other stuff right now.
MJF can't make a friend.
No. No,
You
he
got another
can't.
person out to get you now. And you can't. I don't think you could beat Swerve.
He's got a lot of people coming after him right
Mm-hmm.
now. It seems like every week after week after week, there's something or somebody else that's after MJF. And while we're talking about people getting contracts, people staying where they are, people leaving, potentially going to different places, let's keep that ball rolling and talk about MJF and talk about that. We're a very, very short time away from MJF becoming a free agent if he hasn't already signed, which he said he hasn't, but you
Who
never
knows?
know. Yeah, who
Yeah,
knows?
who knows what he actually did?
Right. I mean, he could, MJF says a lot of things. MJF
Yes.
is always in character in a sense, so he could have said that to keep that rolling. He could very well may have been telling the truth and has not signed, and is still potentially working out a deal
Mm-hmm.
with AEW, or maybe he is looking to have his contract expire so he can go elsewhere, which would, I mean, obviously would only be WWE at this point. But what are you thinking here? What's your gut feeling? Do you think one, MJF has resigned, two, MJF hasn't resigned, but he will resign and stay with AEW, or do you think he is making a play for WWE?
I think he's going for WWE.
You think so?
I do. I think so. I think he's gonna lose the belt to Samoa,
Okay.
and he's gonna lose the tag team.
Mm, okay. Now I do
And
believe the tag team match is going to be this week on
mhm.
Dynamite with him and
so
Samoa
if he,
Joe versus the masked wrestlers.
yeah, so if he loses it, trust me, he's gonna lose the belt to Joe, and he's gonna be out of there. Especially, he's a hot name. People like him.
Mm-hmm.
He would fit in nice at WWE. Yeah, I feel as though he's not gonna. I think he wants to move up, and he's done a lot at AEW. He's carried them for a while,
Yeah.
so it's time for him to move to that next stage.
Okay.
And I wouldn't leave on bad terms, but you know, you want to go where the big show at.
Okay. I can see that, and there is something to maybe at the end of the pay-per-view, the devil does reveal himself to be whoever it is, and
Yeah,
then he
Roderick
and
Strong.
you're definitely on the Roderick Strong is the devil
Mm-hmm.
bandwagon, but maybe we get um the devil revealing himself at the World's End pay-per-view if it's Roderick Strong or whoever it is, and him and all of his cohorts, him and all of his people, all his mass people, uh, just attack and destroy and dismantle MJF as a way of maybe writing him out of AEW. You
Mm.
could do that. You could injure him so bad that he never comes back, and then everything is off to WWE. But I don't know. My gut feeling says he stays. Like
Okay.
I feel like he's. I mean, it could all, like I said, it could all turn around, but I feel like he is very much entrenched in this being the AEW flag bearer right now.
Yeah, I
Like,
do think he
is
likes that. I think he likes being the top
yeah,
guy. But I
yeah,
also feel as though that he's outgrown AEW.
okay, okay.
Like you're doing a lot.
Yeah, they put a lot on MJF this year.
Mm-hmm.
They put a whole lot, and it started with with him and Adam Cole, and it gaining so much steam, and
Yeah.
then it's like we need to expand on this, and then unfortunately Adam Cole got injured, and they're still trying to hold on to all this and that. Now, if they don't reveal the devil at the pay-per-view, I'm going to go ahead and still continuously try to lean on the fact that it is Adam Cole and they're just still trying to buy some time here. But at this
Till
point,
he heals.
we don't know how long that's going to be, and
What was his
people,
injury?
his ankle. I think he shattered his ankle, his foot and ankle or something. But
Like 8 to 12 weeks. Then physical therapy.
I know he had surgery, so I know he had maybe I don't know if he had one or two surgeries, but who knows? Like if they're stretching that until they know he's ready, so he can jump right into a program with MJF, or if it's Adam Cole. But like right now, it's if it is Adam Cole, it's kind of a bad predicament to be in if you're AEW, because if you don't change from that, people are already starting to get a little fatigued at the fact that we're stretching this out. Like people want that instant gratification thing still. I'm
Mm-hmm.
okay. I'm okay with dragging this out. Like that's just me. Like I'm all right with a week to week, long term, build this up, twists and turns. Just as long as you don't do it long enough to where you're repeating the exact same twists and turns, but you can keep this thing going, I think you can keep it going for a while as long as you got other red herrings and other people to put into place, and stories to tell in there. And you do have a lot of stories to tell. There are a lot of people who do want MJF, so you can, while you're biding time for. I'm just like again, just me. I'm just assuming Adam Cole is the devil. If you're buying time for that, you could still have him and Samoa Joe. You can have him and Wardlow. You can have him
Yeah.
and Roderick Strong, or him and Swerve and things like that. If you want to stretch it and continue to build MJF's legacy as the top guy in AEW, as the flag bearer, as the thing that people need to see. And I think AEW needs to retain MJF if they want to keep any if they want to stay afloat here, because right now they're taking shot after shot after shot, and it's just not, it's not the way it was. It's not when WWE was 100% Vince's baby, and it was just everything was all over the place. Nothing made sense. We were starting and dropping storylines and this and that, and AEW was an alternative. AEW was coherent. AEW had great wrestling and some people that were familiar, but now we're so much on the same thing every week for AEW. I think people are getting a little tired of that, and they need something new. So maybe a reveal, maybe this devil storyline, once it gets to where it is, or where it could go, maybe that could be the thing that sparks more interest in it. But
Well, if they had more than one storyline,
there's that
like,
too.
come on.
There's
Like
that too.
they don't have much to go
Yeah.
on.
Yeah,
Like
like
that's one of the things I have a problem with.
yeah, and then and there's so much stuff that they don't get to, that it overlaps, and it just convolutes everything. So like
Mm-hmm.
with Swerve, for instance, like Swerve's involved in the triple threat match next week to find out who's going to go to the pay-per-view in the finals of the Continental Classic. So you have Swerve's in a triple threat match with John Moxley, and who else won that match on Jay White. So it's Jay White, John Moxley, and Swerve on Dynamite. And you also have, remember, you still have Hangman looming, saying he's not done with Swerve. And then on Collision this past Saturday, last night, as we're recording on Sunday, um, Keith Lee, from like a storyline from like last year, where he got jumped by Swerve and got the cinder block, stepped on him, and all this,
Mm-hmm.
when Rick Ross was there, if everyone remembers that. But Keith Lee now is like, oh well, I'm gonna, essentially says he's gonna confront Swerve on Dynamite. At like, so it's like we got too much stuff going on right now. Like you had, instead of having individual storylines, you have like just a bunch of people thrown at one person at a time, and it's like, well, can we? I see you trying to make things happen, but can we let one of these things happen and let it breathe, and then maybe do something else, or maybe don't keep a gap in, like, because I feel like people do not give a damn about Keith Lee and Swerve anymore. That time's passed. That was over a year ago. Why are we now invested in the fact that they're not even, there's no beef right now? Swerve is doing all this other stuff. You should have did that when Keith Lee came back from the injury when Swerve attacked him. Why
Mm.
are we doing this now? And now you run the risk of, Swerve is so popular, you run the risk of Keith Lee being one of the most cookie cutter babyface people. You run the risk of having the fans turn on him because he's attacking the hot guy right now. So you're
Yeah, I don't.
doing,
The whole Keith Lee thing
was over your head because you didn't even see any of that.
I ain't know nothing about it. None
Exactly.
about it.
They should have did it when
And
it happened.
because when they had, like, I didn't know who he was talking about. He was going after, but Swerve wasn't the person I thought of. I'm like, who are you going after? Who could you be pissed off at? So I'm just going through people in my
Trying to
head who
figure it
I think
out.
would work. I said Strickland. I'm like, Strickland only attack babies in cribs. Like, why would he bother you?
Yeah, since when does he do that? Since when does he
Yeah.
attack regular people?
I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Like, trying to
exactly. A
keep
lot of
Keith
people are
Lee
just
relevant.
like, Yeah, a lot of people are like that. A lot of people are like, well, why are we doing this now? You should have did this. No one cares about this anymore.
Mm-mm.
Like you let it sit without anything. Like you had Keith Lee doing next to nothing for a year, and then Swerve has been on the rise and been on been on the incline for
Mm-hmm.
months now, and like Swerve's getting to a point where he's the popularity is undeniable for Swerve, and don't throw Keith Lee to the wolves now
Yeah.
because the people are going to turn on him. Because you heard a little bit of booze when he said he was going after Swerve.
A
People were
little
kind of
bit.
like, people were not too happy about that. So it's
Thought
like, don't do
he looked
this.
like he looked like he's about to get attacked.
Swerve is becoming one of
Nobody
those
was cool
people
about that.
that is being beloved by everyone
Mm-hmm.
in AEW. Like the fan, like everyone's behind
Yeah.
him right now because he's so good. Like he's so good, and everything's catching on with him, which is fantastic. Because I think Swerve Strickland is awesome, but yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know what we do with that. It's just uh, we'll see, man. We'll see.
They
But
they just putting shit on a dartboard and just seeing what sticks,
yeah,
yo.
it's the completely opposite thing now. Like WWE has got so much stuff going on now.
Mm-hmm.
WWE is like the hot thing that's going on. It's happening at the best time because you got the Royal Rumble coming around. You got WrestleMania 40 coming around. Like Punk's back. That just threw a whole bunch of eyes back to WWE
Mm-hmm.
in the midst of everything, and it's like you're throwing people back to WWE, and the product's good already. So when they're coming
Yeah.
back just to see Punk, and they're like, "Oh wow, this other stuff that doesn't have anything to do with Punk is good. Like let's watch this," and then it just makes AEW look not that great now. So I think MJF has re-signed for AEW's sake. I hope that is the case because they desperately need to hold on to him. If they lose
Mm-hmm.
MJF, it's not good.
Might have to stop watching AEW.
Yeah, people,
Start watching
there's
NXT.
there's been a drop off, man, and they need to do something to get that back. They
like the
really do.
matches are good,
Yeah, the
you
wrestling is
know.
great. The wrestling is great. I have no complaints about it, and that's what keeps me watching AEW because I love the in rings. Love in ring
Mm-hmm.
wrestling. I actually prefer AEW style of wrestling to WWE style of in ring wrestling. So that I'm okay with. That I'm happy with. I just want you to be coherent when you
Mm-hmm.
try and have more to offer when you're trying to tell the stories that you're telling in between
Yeah.
that. But I don't know, man. As we're talking about WWE, let's switch over to WWE side. How did you feel about this week's TV with WWE? We had Monday Night Raw. We had a big showcase with your boy in that Intercontinental Championship match about
Yeah.
with the Miz and Gunther.
Despite the man losing, it was a good match.
Look, man, I very much enjoyed it. I very much
It was a
enjoyed it.
great match. It was good. You know, that Truth beating JD.
Yeah, they had the whole Judgment
Get
Day.
kicked out of Judgment Day.
Like
Yo,
true signing matches with stipulations of Judgment Day. How does this even happen? But it was great.
Priest, he was struggling to keep that straight face. Like he had to turn away from it. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
man. Yeah.
but that happened. I've seen that a lot with
That's
them
what
two interacting.
that's what truth does, man.
Yeah. Um. We just talking about Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
How fucking dare you gonna attack Shinsuke? Like,
Shinsuke does the attacking. You don't attack Shinsuke.
yeah, that threw me off. Because when he was doing the American Nightmare Before Christmas.
That dude. I actually I
I,
enjoyed it. It started off, I'm like, all right, this is kind of, but I was like, you know what?
yeah.
Okay.
Then he attacked the man. He trying to read you a story.
Trying to entertain the masses, and
Yeah.
then You just take the story away from him. You can't do that.
I got annoyed with Drew.
Oh yeah.
He started off that you want your emotions, cut it out. But then,
Yeah, Drew's an emotional roller coaster lately, man.
yeah, he bipolar.
Dude's aggressive. He's emotional. He doesn't know how to keep his emotions in check, man. He's
He
all
came
over
out
the place.
friendly, supportive. Then he got agitated. Then he got whiny. Then he got aggressive.
All of everything. He just hit everything right in there.
Like, that was crazy. The Judgment and Creed brothers. That was a good match. I'm liking the Creed brothers.
Yeah, they're
I
doing
think
a
they
really
gonna,
good job at selling the
yeah.
Creed brothers. They're doing a good job at that.
And then on SmackDown, when AJ Styles out there running his mouth.
Oh yeah,
LA
AJ
Knight
got a
came
bit
out
of
there running his
little.
mouth.
AJ's got attitude problem.
Then
it's all that
Randy
gym time.
come out. Yeah, them roids. Allegedly.
Yeah, AJ Styles got an attitude problem now.
I wasn't comfortable with Randy Orton coming out with the Winnie the Pooh gear. T-shirt, no pants.
Oh yeah, it's
Stop pooing it up. I
It's
wasn't ready
usually
for that.
It's weird when he has his. He usually, if he has his hoodie on, it's usually unzipped. But sometimes he has the hoodie zipped up. It's even weirder. But hey, look, man,
That threw me off. I'm like,
that's what he
why
does.
you Winnie the Poohing it out here on national TV?
Yeah, that's his style, man.
I like how the general manager got on Reigns.
Yo, Nick Aldis is not for. He's not for none of this nonsense, man. Which is good. Like I like Nick Aldis in this. Again, I wish Nick Aldis did have some in-ring stuff, which is not over. It doesn't mean he's not going to have a match. I did enjoy like the wrestling aspect of Nick Aldis, but I'm liking the general manager of SmackDown, Nick Aldis too, and the fact that he ain't bowing down to Roman Reigns. No. He ain't scared of Roman Reigns. He ain't sweating none of that. Like that's I like that. We needed that like little dynamic for it.
And then I had to watch the Halloween Havoc twice because I'd watched it. And my daughter wanted to watch it.
Oh,
I'm done. With Vega, Belair, Shotzi.
Oh, was it the Holiday
Havoc? Holiday Havoc tag match.
Yeah. I mean, it's there. They're going to give you those matches. They give them like you get like you get a Halloween one, you get a Thanksgiving one, you get
better
that.
Than AEW's when they do their little special thing, but it was alright. I wasn't.
Yeah, it was. It
was entertaining to watch.
Yeah, it was a match.
But them two chicks, Dawn and Fire.
Oh, Alba Dawn, yeah, Alba Dawn and Alba Fire, yeah. Those are the ones like so they've been, like they started showing them showing little videos. They were in NXT. They were former NXT tag team champions, women's tag team champions. But they showed them, and then they just went away. And they showed them again, and then they went away, and I completely forgot about them. Then they showed up. I'm like,
I didn't know who they were.
I forgot this was a thing.
Who are these people?
Yeah, remember they had the 30-second vignettes when they were out in the woods with the witch's brew and all that. I'm like, yeah, that was months ago.
That's pretty much it for SmackDown and Raw for me.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good week of WWE. We're getting closer to Royal Rumble. Everything. They're Monday Night Raw is building to day one right now, which is going to be the January 1st show, which is I think they did day one was a pay-per-view at one point or a premium live event, but now it's being it's on Monday, you might as well just make it Raw. But, yeah, so that event is coming up. Royal Rumble's coming up. Everything is spinning around and looming to that. But before that, actually next Saturday, we're going to get AEW Worlds End PPV, which means that's where we're going to be for the Bury the Booking podcast. On the next episode, we're going to be talking all things Worlds End, what happened, was the devil revealed, what's up with MJF, what's up with everything that comes out of it. But let's talk a little bit about the pay-per-view of what we know of the card. Of course, you know how AEW does. This is the week of the pay-per-view, so they're just going to throw a bunch of stuff at us. I mean, we do have matches signed, but on Dynamite, I'm sure it's like, oh, okay, we're gonna have that match on Saturday. Okay, we're gonna have this match on Saturday. Okay, we're gonna have this match on Saturday, because I'm pretty sure Collision isn't going to take place because the pay-per-view's on Saturday, so we're not gonna get unless they do like a Friday Collision. I'm not 100% sure what they're doing yet, but right now we have it's going to be the finals of that Continental Classic. The finals of both matches that are going to be held this week will be the triple threat match. I think that was the gold. For the gold block, it's going to be Swerve, Jon Moxley, and Jay White. So whoever wins that is going to face the winner of Bryan Danielson and Eddie Kingston in the finals. So maybe Jon Moxley and Danielson? Maybe?
No.
What's your predictions?
No. Kingston, underdog, coming through.
Okay.
He struggled through this whole thing.
That's true. That's true. You know what? I can see that because he is defending both of his championships in this tournament right now. So he is, like, his Ring of Honor title and his New Japan title is still in play here, and that's going to be the main one of his two titles, along with the new Continental Championship, is going to be be a part of the triple crown. But all right,
so and I think Swerve.
Okay, so Eddie Kingston and Swerve in the finals.
Yep, Swerve's going to win.
Unless we get Hangman doing some stuff. No. Think we get a. I mean,
I want a clean match.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe we do, because I think inside the rules of the Continental Classic, the matches are just 1-on-1, so there is no outside interference. So I think you're right. I think we do get a good clean match there. Okay, so all right, so I'm thinking Mox and Danielson possibly, but now that you said that, maybe Mox and Kingston, because I think Eddie Kingston does need to be in the finals because both his titles are on the line in the thing. So maybe it's I don't know, for some reason I'm feeling Jon Moxley. I don't know why. I don't know. I mean, Swerve is hot right now, but you could do Jay White beat Jon Moxley to make it a triple threat on this past Dynamite. But I mean, you can beat Jay White here and not beat Swerve, not have Swerve, take that loss. So it is a triple threat match. So if Swerve were to not win, he doesn't have to get pinned. You can just pin Jay White.
Yeah, but Jay White gotta go though. I'm tired of Jay White.
I love Jay White, but right now I don't know. I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah,
I don't know where we're going with Jay White right now. After this tournament's over, hopefully we get back to some normalcy with Jay White. So we have the finals there. We made our predictions with that. Then, of course, I knew this to be a thing that was going to happen. It was so predictable. As soon as they announced that Saraya and Riho was going to be wrestling for the number one contender spot, knew damn well Riho was winning, because Riho always gets a title shot. So it's going to be Riho versus timeless Toni Storm for the AEW Women's World Championship. And Toni Storm just sure as crap better win this.
No.
Has to. No. I'm not. Riho's gotta lose and gotta disappear for another 8 months.
She taking over. Again, I put money that Riho win.
Riho has been AEW Women's World Champion before, but
look what she did to her this week. Kicked all in the face.
Yeah, not cool, Riho. But I don't know, man. Tony needs to win for me. We have we'll stick with the women. We have Abaddon versus Julia Hart for the TBS
Julia
championship.
Hart.
Julia Hart's got to win this. Julia
Yeah.
Hart's got to keep it rolling. Like, there's no
I
way.
just met Abaddon. I only seen her like 3 times. No.
Yeah, you have no connection. You have no nothing.
None
with
at
her.
all.
Yeah.
None at all. I like the creepy lady. Julia
Okay.
Hart.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I am in agreement. I do believe that as well. I got this with a question mark because I don't know if this match is going to be official once again for the pay-per-view or if we're going to hold off for it. But Chris Jericho was supposed to team up with Kenny Omega to go against Big Bill
Yeah.
and Ricky Starks. I don't know if that match happens now because they did say that, Jericho said I have a future championship match. So I don't know if that means what yet.
I hope
But
nobody teams up with him.
the handicap match, he just gets beat.
That's
Gets
it.
beat up.
That's it. I'm sick of you, Jericho.
I do believe that we're gonna have, if I'm watched that correctly, we're gonna have Wheeler Yuta and Hook for the FTW championship. I'm okay with this. Whatever. Like I like Hook. I like Wheeler.
Yeah,
Hook,
I don't have a prediction for either one of these. Either one could win for me, and I'm cool with it.
yeah, Hook. It's Hook's title. He should just always be FTW champion. I mean, like first of all, it's not a real AEW title. It's just the FTW title. Just have Hook just keep it forever.
Just keep it.
It's Taz's belt. Just have him just keep the title. Like whatever. But it'll be a good match, of course. Then we have the no disqualification match between Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. And we've seen Christian drop some bombs and say some things. Of course, he came out and addressed Adam Copeland with Nick Wayne and Mama Wayne.
That lady. Jesus.
I mean, it makes sense if you're her. You know, just like she said, Adam tried to kill her baby. So
no, he didn't. Just get a couple love taps. He was stepping out of line.
Now
she a weirdo.
But she apparently stepped in line. So it's Christian and Nick and Shayna. They're all one big happy family right now. What we didn't see was Luchasaurus. So who knows what happens there if Luchasaurus comes back? Like I said, I think we get Luchasaurus coming back, and I think he plays into causing Christian Cage the championship.
I hope.
I think we might get that. Like I do.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Like that's what I think. And then right now we got MJF versus Samoa Joe for the AEW Worlds Championship. I predict MJF does retain. I think because I do believe there's more stuff going on with MJF to just cut it off right now. MJF leaves, and then you got a bunch of loose ends and a bunch of stuff that you put MJF as the focal point on every single week for him to just disappear and wind down and go to WWE, and then all this months, like the summer months and all that, this entire half year of stuff where you're trying to build to get a new TV deal and trying to get to do this and that, like all of that, you just put everything on this one dude, and a dude just goes, and then
but that fits AEW's brand.
yeah,
It does. Like I'm sitting there thinking, like
right now the things that they do. The things that they do right now, yeah.
If that happens, I'm be like, yo, that made sense. That makes sense. I get it. I understand.
Yeah, but AEW, you're right. You're right. I'm tripping. AEW. That's my fault. That's my fault. But yeah, so like I said, we will be here for all of the fallout for the World's End pay-per-view. next time on the Bury the Booking podcast. I want to thank everybody for listening to the Bury the Booking podcast. Please like, share, follow, subscribe, watch us on YouTube, listen to us wherever you like to listen. Have a happy, safe holidays. Whatever you get into, please enjoy. And thank you once again for listening. And we will see you next time on the Bury the Booking podcast. Take care.